Alright guys, welcome back to another episode of the Tuah Poscast. As I talked about in the first video, I'm just doing like a weekly summary of all my runs, but I didn't want to put it in one video. So this next one is for Wednesday. Wednesday was a really good run. I'm trying to think right now. It was really nice out and perfect weather. It was like 55 degrees and sunny. So I knew it was going to be perfect, and I was running at a good time. And I ended up leaving my electric scooter at like one of my classes because I took it there in the morning, but then I forgot to grab it because I was so hyped to get back and run. I had to like run back and go to the bathroom and obviously change. But I was just really excited for this run. I tied my shoes a little bit tighter, but not like, obviously because the run before I did them too loose and I retied them tighter and it helped. So this one I wanted to tie them tight from the beginning just to see how that worked. And that helped my feet pain and obviously helped the toe a little bit too. So it definitely was my toe like jamming up against my shoe. The pace was fast, but it was also kind of easy. Like I wasn't going like all like flat out, but like I was running like 850s, 45s with ease, and so that was pretty good. My first quarter mile, I was running like a 8:22, and so I knew I had to back down just a little bit. But overall, the entire run was like a pretty simple pace, and yeah, there's that. I did end up retying my shoes just because like my feet don't quite know yet. I don't really know exactly how tight to tie them, so I did have to retie them, and I did that like the 1 mile marker. Just took a break and kind of retie them there. Oh yeah, this is the big day. This is the big day. So today I did 4. And obviously it was still like light out and it was really nice out. And I did my loop. So like I went, instead of taking the left that I'd usually go back a normal route, I do the 4 mile loop. And I usually come back to that 1 mile crosswalk. And when I was there the first time, it was completely clear, like completely fine. And I turned the corner at the end of the street, like to go up toward that crosswalk. And there's a fire truck blocking the intersection with an ambulance and 2 cop cars, and I'm like, what's going on, bro? Like I was confused, and then once I got closer, there were like 2 charter buses that were down the street, and what else? There was a car kind of like not in the middle of the intersection, but in the middle of the road, like over here, like this is the intersection, and this is the road right here, and let's see. No cars, like that car in the middle wasn't like damaged, at least that I could see. So I was kind of confused at what was going on. Like there were 2 charter buses, so I maybe assumed it was like a sports event. Maybe those are athletes or something. While I was like investigating, kind of looking around, being curious on what happened, my watch didn't auto pause, like what it usually does. It auto pause when it detects that I'm not moving. But I went from running to walking around that intersection just to see what was going on. So my pace dropped like crazy. Like it told me that my pace dropped like crazy. So I had to like pick the pace. I had to go like extra fast to get the pace back to normal when I kept going. But as I kept going, it made me think about like how I might have been I could have been a witness to that, because like if I didn't stop to tie my shoes the first time, I could have gone around and got back there before it happened. And I'm like, my brain was just, that was like one of the main things that was going through my head. It was like, that really almost happened. Like I could have been a witness to that. But yeah, there's that. And then, let's see what else. Pace was still good after that. I saw somebody that I met like my first week of school. So she was like in her car and she waved at me. It took me a second to figure out who she was. But I did like a double take. I waved, and then I really waved because I figured out who it was. I stepped in mud again. It was at the same spot, and I thought I like went around it enough, but clearly I didn't. So I had to spend time cleaning my shoes again. Let's see. Let's see what else. At one of the crosswalks, my watch didn't auto pause again, so again I had to pick up the pace. There's another crosswalk that's more torn up, and it like literally goes wrapped all the way around this way, so I can't cross it. I can barely cross it without having to go all the way up this hill and kind of back down and across, and I can't even get over to the crosswalk. And so that was really annoying. And that run, I thought about like finding a way to like get around it without having to go through all that construction. And let's see, I touched one of those like digital construction signs just because it was on that sidewalk and I felt like touching it. I don't know, it was just kind of interesting. I don't know, I was just bored. Oh, okay, here, there's another big one too. So there was one of the signs, so I was talking in the other video about like there's this little one section of sidewalk that was blocked off because it was being redone. And so because of that, there's a sign that's like over by some of the dorms, and like it's like a fence exit to walk onto that sidewalk, but there's a sign saying that the sidewalk is closed. I'm like, that's literally the only reason that it's closed is because of that little thing. So that's a little annoying. And I tried to hype myself up trying to hurdle it. Obviously I didn't hurdle in track, but like I did a few hurdles every now and then, and I kind of wanted to see if I could. So I took like a good like maybe 5, 6, 7 minute break, like trying to hype myself up to do it. And I even had Kickstart My Heart going to try and like, you know, to just go and just do it. And I was going, but I didn't commit to it, and I just kind of ran into it and kind of embarrassed myself in front of a bunch of people because it was like, you know, 5 o'clock ish. So, you know, it was like rush hour, people were going home from work. So that was kind of fun. And since I took that break, I like went crazy fast at the end because I knew I spent too long with breaks, so I knew I needed to like push as hard as I could. Another thing too is like my watch is starting to like bug out a little bit, and it's like saying that I'm going farther than I think I actually am. I don't know because right now all I have to do is add a little bit, if I go straight a little bit more and then come back to my dorm, I get 4.5. So I don't know if it's like that my watch is like bugging out, or that I've been like running 4.5 this whole time and my watch is like just catching up. So I don't know. What else? Yeah, I spent another like 35 minutes cleaning my shoes. And yeah, that's it, I think, there. I tried to wear my compression sleeves after my run, but my leg hairs, it like bothers me way too much, so I didn't do that. I think that is it for that one. I can't think of anything else that one. Again, I can't remember much from that run. You remember less and less from each run. But just the big thing was that like the car crash that happened, and oh, bro, I literally forgot another thing too. See, in my journalism class, like we had to do like this assignment that required us to like look over research databases and like find very specific details of like, we had to go to like government websites and school websites to like find out the like information about certain things of like the fire department and like what call is the most common or whatever. And then it made me think about like I could use that to see what happened at the car accident or whatever. I was confused because, you know, there wasn't any car damage, but it ended up being a traffic collision. Like I literally found the report and like when it was and everything and the exact spot. I was like, yeah, I was right there. So that was the biggest thing from that run. So I had to go back on that one, but yeah, that is pretty much it for this episode, and I'll see you guys in the next one.